Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about healing wounds. So let's get right into it with Matthew 12 when it says, when an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through every place seeking rest and does not find it. Then it says, I will return to the house I left. When it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean, and put in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself, and they go and live in there. And the final condition of that person is worse than the first, and that is how it will be with this wicked generation. In Matthew 12, we learn exactly what it takes to move on. When we are forgiven, the demons are driven out, right? But that's not the whole story. That's not the end of the road. Like, you're not in the clear. Because if it's unoccupied, they will return with 7 more spirits more evil than the first, making your condition worse than before. If we don't let Jesus fill us with his love, which will heal our wounds, they will never close, and in a way, it will get infected again. If we do not change who we are, we never really move on. Many of us struggle with forgiving ourselves, and a big part of it is because we fall into the same struggles. One of the things that helped me is realizing you should not cut off the sin, but cut off the temptation before you even get to that point, right? Well, anyway, that's a little bit of a side tangent, but even though we want to change, a lot of us just don't know how. And I understand fully because I've had problems since I was 7, and because I turned to the same vices every single time for my whole life, I felt worthless. I felt like the Lord didn't love me. I felt like I wasn't even worthy of his love. This made me so broken, so heartbroken, right? I just feel like there was no one there for me. And I was suicidal many times in my life. Even to this day, I struggle with that. And I realize it's because I have not surrendered myself fully to the Lord and allowed him to fix me. In James 5, it says, confess your sins to one another. More specifically, therefore confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that way you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. This is not necessarily like a public confession. It just means being vulnerable with a community of people that are more specifically trusted believers to break the power of hidden sin. Part of this for me was being strong enough to admit my own faults and to be able to say that I'm wrong, that I'm broken, that I'm sorry. To be able to say that, it signifies a lot. And also, hidden sin can lead to physical and spiritual illness. For the physical side of things, it can lead to depression, it can lead to a bad self image, and so many other things, right? And one thing I hear is, but Sean, I feel so hopeless. My life feels terrible. I've been trying, but it doesn't feel like it's working. And what I have to say to you is what it says in James 5. So it says in James 5, be patient then, brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield his valuable crops, patiently waiting for the autumn and spring rains. You too be patient and stand firm, because the Lord's coming is near. Do not grumble against one another, brothers and sisters, or you will be judged. The judge is standing at the door. Again, in James 5, we are reminded that we have to have patience. And the key word here is suffering. Life is hard. Stuff's not going to always be the way we anticipated, the way we hoped. I said this a million times, but it's hard to understand. And yes, but in Psalms 40 it says, blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, who does not look to the proud, to those who turn aside to false gods. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. You have to have faith. Faith isn't when it's convenient. Faith isn't when it feels right. Even when you feel like you don't want to listen, that the Lord isn't listening, you have to be patient because it's the process of the transformation. And then when it says, who does not look to the proud, to those who turn away from false gods, this refers to idolatry. Anything that promises security or satisfaction that cannot deliver, such as wealth, false ideologies, human power. True reliance on God is the entire theme of this talk. To be forgiven, it is from God. To be healed, it is from God. To remain faithful, we must rely on God for the satisfaction that he promises us. This is not a mix of human reliance. This is not saying, Lord, I need you to help me just for a little bit until I can get back on my feet. No, you need to start this with the Lord and end this with the Lord. One of the biggest misconceptions I had growing up was that I was so imperfect that the Lord would not accept me, that the Lord could not fix me, that I need to fix myself before I give myself to the Lord. That is quite the opposite, my friends. You must give yourself to the Lord now because no one can fix you besides the Lord. I am broken. You are broken. How can a broken person fix a broken person? You know what I'm saying? And if you are broken yourself, how can you fix yourself? Right? There's no preparation you can do before you can give yourself to the Lord besides give him your 100%. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this. It is about 5 minutes, which is actually the fastest take I've had so far. Anyway, please let me know any questions or any comments or concerns. I'm always here for you guys. I will pray for all of you. Thank you.